Hello everybody, Dirty Paintbrush here, back in the craft dungeon, and it's been a long day already, but I have been to work today and unloaded about a ton of rock from the back of the truck to spread into our flower beds around the house, and we're probably going to need at least one, if not two more 1.5 ton loads. But it's 11:30 on Friday night, and here I am working in the Good Vibes and Blessings journal. We've got several names this week, so I've kind of planned out what I'm gonna do, which for me never means anything because sometimes I feel like I still can't figure it out once I sit down to do it, but basically I started out with this adorable book page turned pocket that I received in a Happy Mail, I think last year. And I really wanted to use it, and I love how it looks. So I think all of my names will actually fit in this pocket. I need to glue that corner down too. I had to do a little repair. Some of the, I don't know if I could find my glue, which I just had earlier. Well, here it is. Well, it would help if I put it back in the right place, wouldn't it? So I'm trying to talk in a little more calm and relaxed voice, which is very hard for me because I am just not a quiet person usually. But I picked out some calming music to play in the background, so I hope that you can hear it, but I hope that it's not too loud. And there's nothing I can do, unfortunately, about the loudness of my laptop fan. As soon as I start recording, that thing goes on high speed. Let me see if I can go into the settings and turn the fan down a little bit, because it's really kind of irritating, to be honest. Okay, fan speed, auto, basic. I don't know. Okay, so what happens, I guess, is that the hotter the CPU gets, the higher the fan is gonna increase. So I really don't want to turn it down too much because I don't want to, I really don't want to fry the laptop. That would not be good. Apparently, video makes it super cranky. So I'm kind of going with a vintagey butterfly. Oh, that's pretty too. Butterfly-y theme. And I went ahead and glued the next page to the back of this one because as thick as these pages are, this is actually like a cover from, I had a whole stash of old magazines called Ideals that my mom used to get, and this was like a cover off of one of them, like a back cover. It was pretty thick, and by the time I add that and then the book page, and then I also was going to do a flip up tag. That's just adding a lot of weight to the page. So yeah, So I wanted to go ahead and just glue the next page to the back of this one. So I hope everyone is doing well. It's Friday, so that's awesome, of course. Let's see. Once the weather gets nice, it's yard work season, and any remodeling or updates we need to make to the outside of the house. So tomorrow we're going to go look at rose bushes to plant a couple along our back. Our back fence, unfortunately, is the only part of our fence in our backyard that's not privacy fence. It's like an old metal fence. It's not quite chain link. It's something a little different than chain link, but anyway, it had a ton of dead, overgrown, hadn't been maintained properly for years, like honeysuckle. So half of it wasn't even blooming. There was a lot of dead. So we finally asked the guy behind us if he minded if we went through and just basically cut out all the dead. And he said, oh, that's great. You know, he even let us come over into his side of the yard and clean it up over there. So I'm sorry if you hear any loud sounds in the background. My husband is relaxing. He took passed two of his college courses in the last 2 days. So he had a test last night and then a test this morning. So he's relaxing. He's saving the world on the Division 2. I don't know why I'm stamping that off on there, because I am going to want to use this for other things. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to look for some rose bushes, either some bushes or some climbers. I'm not sure which I want to get yet. Because I want to put a couple back there because I love roses, and I kind of want something that will kind of grow back there and give us a little more privacy. So let me see. How do I want to stick this down on the page? Do I want to do wet glue or double-sided sticky tape? I'm kind of thinking that I don't want to wait for a bunch of glue to dry tonight. The page is probably already still a little damp. I can't put this stuff on straight to save my life. It's like all cattywampus. So anyway, I'll be doing that tomorrow. And I've got a swap to send out in the morning. I pretty much only ever get to the post office on Saturday. So, which is good because tomorrow's the deadline that it's supposed to be out by, which works perfectly. I like the post office that's closer to my house. It's actually the main post office in town, and there is one. I work downtown at the city building, and there is one relatively close to there, but I don't really the people at the post office near my house, they expect painted and decorated envelopes, and I guess I just don't want to deal with somebody at a different post office, especially downtown, where probably mostly what they get is business stuff outgoing. I guess I get comfortable with doing things a certain way, and sometimes it's hard for me to change. But so when I'm doing several swaps in a month, or sending out things, I usually just kind of try to go, I almost put that down upside down. That would have been a hoot. Oh. So I want it closer over here. Okay, that's good. What was I talking? Oh, a lot of times I would just kind of set my post office time to every other Saturday. So I am going to, one thing I like about the size of this book is that it's very easy to, I actually kind of like this, I think I will maneuver it so that it's just a little bit higher so I can see that stuff on the bottom. That's kind of what I want, just like that. I like the size of the book allows me to easily maneuver it. No, I don't want bicycles. I didn't realize those were bicycles. I'm not feeling bicycles on this one. I'll use this scripty one with the Eiffel Towers on it. The only thing that I do not like about spiral bound books when doing things like this is that the pages shift really easily. I probably should have put some glue on this, tape first, because it's not going to want to stick to this textured napkin very well. I can tell you that right now. So I may have to lift it back up and stick some glue stick under here. The pages do this a lot, this back and forth thing a lot, so just when you think you've got something aligned, the page moves on you. So it's really, yeah, that's not even sticking at all, which is good because it's, I think what I'm going to try to do is just go ahead and clip this page just barely so that it doesn't, okay, thank you for that. All I want it to do is just stop sliding around. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use the same glue again because glue stick is going to be just a little too cantankerous to get in there. So you just do a pretty fine line of this stuff, and I've always had good luck with it holding pretty well. It has a little bit of a finer tip than the Aleene's. Why is this not? Okay, come on. Work with me here. And for some reason I always end up cutting the tip of my Aleene's a little bit bigger than I should be. So obviously it's not perfectly straight, but you know what, I have got to let go and stop caring, because that's why I couldn't do the scrapbooking very well and the card making very well. So I think I want more on the paper. So you know what? When I go back and look at all this stuff in 20 years and see how everything's crooked, I'll laugh. I'll laugh about it. Everything was crooked. I did do a little bit to the cover of this journal while we're sitting here. Yeah, so I basically just kind of wanted to cover up the title of the book. And so I used some doily, some paper doily that I had painted pink, went over it with some of the, I don't know, walnut, one of these antique linen or one of those distress inks, and then some glitter glue. I used my finger and just spread it all out. And then I also used my Wink of Stella glitter pin and put glitter on her wings because I wanted the little fairy to still show up. So I kind of ripped this picture of these, I think they're roses, to allow this to still show up. And then the leaves in this picture were really super dark. So I was sitting here last night with a bunch of shades of green paint, actually, trying to kind of make the leaves match the leaves on the actual cover. So this picture didn't 100% match. This is a little whimsical, and this is definitely more vintage, but that's okay. I like it. I think it's pretty. And I think I'm going to have to do something about this light again. Let's try that and see if that helps. A little bit. Okay. So anyway, back to the task at hand. Okay, this was a tag that came off of one of those dog food containers. It's called a Vittles Vault. And I basically just cut an inch off of each side of it. And originally, I was going to make a pocket out of something else. I wanted this to fit behind here, maybe. Anyway, I think my idea is that I want to tape that down there and make it flip up. Or, yeah, I can't do it on here because that would be cute if I cut more off, but I would love it better if there was enough room for that to be able to still stick out. Anyway, I am going to collage. I did sand this down just a little bit because, you know, it had like a glossy, I don't even know if I can save this piece of, there we go. But then I kind of decided I was going to collage on it anyway and not paint. So I could go ahead and use some of this. This is probably a good time to get out the matte medium. The matte gel, sorry, not the matte medium, the gel. I'll tell you right now, that needs, there we go, so that fits. I'm going to do that on one side of, oh, here we go, yeah, this was going to go on the other side. So we've got a butterfly theme going on here. I also started working on a page in my traveler's notebook last night. It's amazing how fast time goes, and it wasn't until last week that I remembered, hey, it's Autism Awareness Month. My daughter is on the spectrum, and I just felt like I wanted to do a page that kind of, you know, reflected her. So I was kind of working on that last night a little bit. I was thinking I would do some background colors that she loves, and I've done some texture already as well in the background, and I've found some images that I've kind of laid out on the page, and then I found two photos of her that are fairly recent, within the last couple of years, that I really liked, that I was also going to put on the page. And there's a good little quote I found in a magazine that kind of speaks to, you know, being yourself, which is important for a young lady anyway, to remember to be herself. That's hard when you're in middle school, high school. She's got one more year of middle school though, but yeah, I just, you know, she is unique, and I'm glad that she is unique. She's got her quirks. Sometimes they irritate Mom, but I have nothing but the highest hopes for her ability to live an independent life when she becomes an adult. So that's what we're working toward. I am not going to clean that up. My OCD can wait. Okay, so we've got this. I kind of thought about this. This is super cute. What did that come out of? Ideals. I thought this is just so cute. It's like the silhouette of a little girl with some flowers, and there's just something calm and comforting about it. I'm just going to move this over here to the other little trash pile. Not going to this is so hard for me. I really just need to start laying stuff down, I guess, on here, and let's see what happens. And I could carry over the washi tape. Those are paintbrushes that need cleaned. Boy, there's a shock. Am I right? I'm gonna go ahead and move this for now so that I don't get drip a bunch of water on it. Because that would not be so cool. I think I'm gonna put something more solid under that. So let's just go ahead and put this on. I started watching videos today on a channel that I was led to inadvertently yesterday evening. I believe it's Recreations by Brooke, or with Brooke. Oh, I love the stuff that she does, and she alters books, which I've got books that I want to alter, but I've just been scared to death to actually do it, which is crazy. Just like I sat here for an hour and tried to pick out what I was gonna do with this stuff, and you know, I was nervous, like I wasn't even sure that I could make a video, because I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not sure of myself, which is ridiculous. I've got to stop that. Thank you so much for now that you've slid on me, I can't even get you back up off there. That was real helpful. Real helpful. I was gonna say, look, now it's not even sticking. I guess instead of trying to worry so much about making things the right size, I will worry about, I will just trim the edges. And these little bits of color over here, I'm just going to leave those. I am not too incredibly concerned. Yeah, this is going to have I wonder if I should have glued that. I'll just go over it with the matte gel. See if we can't get a seal on it like I would with Mod Podge. I really don't even know if it's intended to work that way, but I figure why not give it a try? Oh, that must be a little boogie. Are you a boogie? You are a boogie. Go on with yourself. Okay, so, okay, and then on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and shoot this with some hot air. Piece of wax paper. My other two pieces are currently in my traveler's notebook behind the spread I was working on. The one I'm making celebrating my daughter. Here's our non-sticky washi tape again. On the other side, I wanted to do this. I actually think I want to put it more towards the right side because I want to cover up the UPC code. Everything else I don't really care about so much. Kind of want a little bit of that yellow poking through. Did I even get, see, I don't even have any over here. I didn't go over far enough. Novice mistake. I should have inked the edges of that first. I always forget to do that. I'm so terrible at that. And then I was thinking maybe even, yes, we're going to do that. We are going to just go right along here and add this little cutoff scrap that's got just a tiny bit of a butterfly wing on it. Maybe right there, but I don't want to make it the same height. There we go. Perfect. Love it. Okay. And then I wanted the little girl. So now I'm wondering if I really have room for her on this because I kind of don't want to cover all that up. I wonder, oh no, am I going to have to fussy cut something? Because that's going to make me cry. I remember the other day I was in some stream and somebody was mentioning something about fussy cutting, and I had said that to me fussy cutting is not that you're being fussy about the image, it's that you're being fussy because you're so frustrated with having to cut something out. I try really hard to follow good fussy cutting practices, like moving the paper and not the scissors, and I mean, yeah. I thought that I was just going to absolutely love these Tonic scissors, and I'm not saying that I don't like them. I guess they're like slightly serrated. Hear that? Anyway, I guess I was not expecting that, and I feel like they kind of like tear at my paper sometimes rather than cutting it smoothly, but I don't know. I mean, my paper doesn't look like the scissors are tearing it. But I don't know. I'm gonna take maybe a little bit of this out of here. Maybe. And really, that probably wasn't even worth doing. No more than I'm taking out. Oh, it's all right. It'll be okay. We are just relaxing, and I am putting stuff down on this page that feels comfortable, comforting, and peaceful, because that's the whole point of this. Oh, I'm just making a big old mess over here. Do I want her over here? Yes, I think I do. So I want her, yes. I still want to be able to see that little strip over there. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know if I'm going to, I may come back and outline her. Okay, those I may use for something else. I definitely made a big old mess on that brush though, and I don't think the water in there is deep enough to even take that off. That's all right. Time to clean. Time to clean. Brushes need cleaned. My brushes that I love with the purple handles, I feel as though they might be getting a little ruined. I've got some brush bristles that are kind of sticking out in wonky ways. I'm going to try cleaning them first and see if I can't fix that right up. Okay, what I think is so cool about this is you can actually, if you look, you can see the butterflies underneath her dress. Like, this page was thin enough that I can see the butterflies that are underneath. And this is still a little tacky, but it's not bad. So I'm using my crappy scissors to cut this stuff off, that I don't mind getting them all yucky. Just means I'll have to clean them with some Goo Gone and cut a couple strips of aluminum foil with them, and I haven't been too easy on any of my scissors, to be honest. The only ones I haven't really been hard on are these new Tonic ones, and I'm not in love with them yet anyway. We haven't gotten to that point in our relationship, so me and the scissors, yeah. Okay, this is still pretty tacky, so I'm going to set it aside. I don't know, I'm going to have to look and see if there's anything else I can do before I place that, because I think this needs to go in next. Oh, I know what else I was going to do to it. want to go that way. Is what I want to do. Let's see, which way do we go here? I don't think it matters. Either way, I just need to measure. Measure by looking. When I say measure, I mean at a glance. See if I can get this to hold, because I do not have any Fabri-Tac, and I honestly can't remember if this stuff will do it or not. It may or may not. I'm going to put a little bit thicker of a line of it, because I've got to get it laid on here just right, because I want the glue to hit that. The problem is getting it to stick to the glue and not my finger, but I think so far so good. It's not bad here. Except for this little piece down here wants to be a rebel. Come down here with your, what in the world? Thank you. That's where I want you. That's where I want you. And same with you, buddy. You guys have been on a spool way too long, haven't you? Maybe, let's see if I can just kind of smooth that glue over. Okay. So this is definitely going to have to dry for a little bit, but this is the tag, the flip tag that I made. Turned out like I wanted it to, I think, or maybe even a little better. That's always nice to think about. Something turned out better than I expected it to. Okay, so we're back over here. And I think all my names will fit in that pocket. So I think I'm going to put them in there. And maybe put this stuff here. And maybe I could put this stuff here. Maybe I could put it here. Yeah. I have several other things I was going to use. I think I had considered at one point, and then obviously didn't follow through with it, about, so I basically cut up some Tim Holtz packaging, and I'm going to use that for my names, and I think I may have added a name or two to my list since I cut these out. What I could do is just cut them in half and glue them there. Could do that too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do I have here? I've got notes written in here about what may be going on with some of these people, so I don't want to put that on camera. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I swear there was someone, oh, maybe there is only 5. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I swear I had more than that. This is so weird because I've written down everything. No. I'm missing. I remember there was somebody. Amy. Why do I not have her written down on here? Because I just did that last night. And I'm trying to remember. Oh, no, she's right here. Okay. And Erin is right there. Alright. So apparently I've only got 5. I don't know. Oh, maybe I just cut these all into 1-inch strips is what I did. 4, 5. Okay. So I think my question was, I was kind of thinking that maybe I wanted to put something else up here. That way you have to open the flap to come in here. And maybe what I ought to do is just cut these down or tear them. Let's tear them. Tear these down. Or some of these are better looking than others. 5. So I could glue them over here. 3, 4, 5. I mean, they would fit. And then I could do okay. And then what I wanted to do here was just have the, and see, I did this wrong because I knew I was going to do that. That's alright, we'll do this. I had meant to put one on one way and one on the other way. That way it was right side up this way, and then when you flipped it up, it was right side up that way. Clearly, I totally spaced that off, and that didn't happen, so now I feel kind of terrible about that. Or I could flip that up. Wouldn't that be cool if my little names went right there? That would kind of solve my problem because then you wouldn't be able to see anything that was in the background anyway. I think I like that idea. I think I like the names being on the underside of that. These don't need to be near that wide. I've got some big handwriting, but okay, let's try that. So first I'm going to go ahead and get my names written on here. Also gives this a little more opportunity to dry. And my artist pen should work on these. I'm going to assume that it works on these. Let's test it out over here. Test it on the back. I just want to make sure. Now, I don't know how long it takes to dry. Yeah, it doesn't rub off. At least when it rubs off, it just rubs off and doesn't smear. Hopefully, though, it's permanent once it dries. I'm guessing that it probably is. So, let me get my names here. I've got Amy. Come on. Let's not start this again tonight. This stuff falling all over the place everywhere. Game. I don't like that game. Trying to be calm and relaxed. Amy. And I found out about Amy in Scrappin' Lizzie Unicorns. Amy has asked for some good vibes for her, whatever she's going through, which, yes, I'm trying to remind myself that I stated that I would not discuss those things on YouTube because they happen in closed groups and YouTube is very public. So, Aaron. Okay. We have Beth. We have Kazia. Or Kazia. I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I thought that I heard you tell somebody in a video that it was Kazia, like cat Kazia. So, if you watch this, let me know if that is correct or not, because I am not sure. I would like to pronounce your name correctly. It's a respect thing, you know. So we got there, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I really feel like that maybe I should be smart and double check, but I know that I just sat down with this last night, I believe, and made updates to it. So, yeah, I think these are actually going to look really cute, and I actually think that this one doesn't need to be quite as long. Why am I cutting it? Just tear it, darling. Kazia. That's perfect, because you actually can kind of still see what's underneath there, so I'm good with that. I am comfortable with that. So that means that, okay, see, I'm glad I'm looking at this, because it's going to go on like this and flip up that way, so every time. I've got the weirdest relationship with glue. Glue sticks and glue bottles. Like every single time I set them down on my table, I inadvertently knock them over the first time I move, like after I've set them. I don't know what it is. It's like I'm cursed. My relationship with glue has been cursed forever. I'm just being dramatic now. I'm going to go ahead and put Aaron. And I am not concerned with straightness at all. I'm just wanting them to go where they're going to go. So, obviously, if you're watching, you may recognize some of these people by their first names just based on if you're in a group with them where they have posted a comment in the group. But otherwise, I'm trying to do my best to still, you know, put them in my good vibes journal and let them know that I am thinking about them and that I care about them and keep their privacy as much as possible. Okay. Oops. I'm sorry, Beth. I will fix you. And I did not write down her name. There's two of them that I feel like maybe I could have written down. I know that my friend Lisa has been ill this week. She has not been feeling well. And I know Lizzie was not feeling well last night because she had to cancel her stream, and Mary had to cancel her Friday night stream as well. So it sounds like a lot of people are under the weather. So I hope that okay, that's not how I wanted it at all, because I wanted it to flip. So now I'm gonna have to put it on the bottom. How many mistakes can I make in one video? I wanted it to flip down from the flat, or flip up from the flat edge, obviously. So now that that's not going to work, luckily I can flip it down without too much trouble. So I am going to go ahead and put it pretty much kind of center that right there. And I'm going to clip that back down, otherwise it's just going to move around on me again. So this is going to go, actually I want to get it in such a way, I guess, to where I can see that. Well, no, if I do it up here, I can see the butterfly. If I do it up here even further, then it's, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Yes. The other thing I did not think about was the, that's alright, I'm just going to glue that, I'm going to glue that there washi tape right down over that trim. That's what we're going to do. We are, and I don't feel bad about it at all. I don't. I feel bad for the cat, though. The poor cat was locked in my craft room all day long. We literally had just found her this evening after we had been working all evening. Don't move on me. I was talking about Brooke earlier. But anyway, oh my gosh, I went and watched her Thursday live stream last night. And I am in love with, first of all, she has got a quirky personality, and she has no problem being, you know, a little snarky, which I absolutely love. She does not take things too seriously. So, and she's so funny, but she's got, I feel like, I hope she doesn't take offense that I say this, because I don't mean it offensively at all. I love that she's got a kind of a twisted little sense of her quirkiness. She's just got a twisted little quirkiness that's, you know, she did this journal at one point that was like the Creepy Babies journal. And then one of the people that watches her streams or is a supporter of hers, there was the subject of toe tags came up because she was getting, one of the ladies was able to get toe tags from one of her, I think it was her brother or somebody, and her family worked at a mortuary. And I don't know, I just feel like that stuff is kind of funny. So I was laughing so hard when I was over there last night, and I was like, these are my people. This is my tribe. So, which I have a lot of people that are in my tribe. Crafty people. So it definitely makes it hard to keep up with everybody for sure. There's too much going on. I cannot possibly catch half of the videos that I want to watch. I could have told you this was going to be way longer than I wanted it to be because I'm slow. Imagine me trying to do a live stream. I literally would not get anything done. I've considered it, and I considered it when I was approaching the 200 subscriber mark, which came and went within the last couple of days, by the way. So thank you to everybody who has come and subscribed and wants to hang out with me. I try to have fun once in a while. So anyway, I thought about, oh, okay, I was close to 200, and I was like, maybe I'll do a live stream when I, hit the 200 subscriber mark or whatever. And that came and went, and I was like, stay out of my drawer, please, kitty. Yeah. I don't really want to get glue on that. I don't know if that's dry or not, but I kind of like adding a little bit of color. It's already pretty good as far as that goes, but I don't know what, that pulled up something else. That's alright. Leave it. It's texture. It is texture. That is right. Kitty, do you have to be all over everything? You've literally been locked in here all day, and yet you won't leave. Now that we came and let you out, the minute that I went upstairs to get a drink and came back downstairs and closed my door because the husband's out there making all the Xbox noise, and I told him I was gonna record a video, and the minute I closed the door, she's at the door meowing. She just wants to be with Mama. Oh, we got a fail there. Oh, critical injury. Why? What's going on here? Oh, come on. Why is this not sticking to the tag? Hello? Okay, that one's sticking fine. What's up with this here? What's the issue? I don't know what the issue is, but that sure seems like it was a lot further down than it was before. Listen here, Scooby-Doo. Don't cause me any problems. I think it's because I need to let that dry before I keep flipping it back and forth like that. Okay, let's flip it back and see if I can get it to hold now. Okay. Stay. I found this journaling card, and it's kind of vintagey, and I also thought that I really liked the saying on it. So the message for this week's page is, what lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. So that's going to go there. And I just want to say, as usual, actually that's not going to go there. For whoever out there is struggling or has a loved one of their own that's struggling, just know that there is support out there for you, and there are friends that care about you, and ultimately, if you have a loved one that's hurting or that's having some trouble, it affects you, and I care about all of you, so therefore it affects me. I just want to show my support however I can. And I'm thinking I just want to add a little bit there, but I'm really thinking I want this to be like that. should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on rather than getting out the matte gel again, because that just gets everything really sopping wet. I think I want to fold the corner of that, just because I like how the back of that looks too. And in this case, I didn't make a flip out of it. I figured we already had enough flips for one page, so. Little corner, I shall glue you down as well. Don't you fret. I don't want you to feel left out. Yeah, we always got my... Oh, that's actually kind of nice. We don't have my fat head in camera. A little bit. Excuse me. I actually readjusted my tripod a little bit. I think I like it better. So... these are our ladies for the week ending April, well, it's not really ending April 19th. What did I put on this one? Week of April 12th. Was April 12th Friday? Okay. So I am, because I'm trying to do the pages on Friday. That was kind of the whole point. So, I'm thinking that maybe I would like those to kind of stay in place there. I think I'm going to go ahead and save that for something else. I didn't need that. And I didn't use that. I'm just trying to decide if I want to just put a spot of glue behind these so that they kind of stay in there, in that place, or just leave them. I think we'll just leave them like how they are. Okay. So, I think we're done. I think that's it for tonight. I am pretty pleased overall with it. It's simple, and it still took me forever to do. So, I really like how this little flippy tag turned out, even though I screwed it up and did it upside down. But, yeah, once again, to anybody that's out there that's having a hard time or struggling or just needs a reminder that they, have plenty of blessings, this is for you. So, to Erin, Janie, Amy, Kazia, and Beth, I hope that whatever it is that you or your loved ones are struggling with, that you guys are able to work through it and be strong and come out on the other end happy and possibly with some new opportunities in life. So there we go. We are good to go. We are. This is it. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I feel that watching this video, you're also supporting these people as well, and just putting them in your thoughts, your prayers, your meditations, however you choose to speak to your, what you speak to, who you speak to, and hopefully they will feel some good vibes. So everybody have a great weekend, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.